Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today starts a Maymay's Make It Challenge. So this idea came from Tracy Dennis, who is the head of our Instagram design team, and she had the idea that it would be cool if I did a video and then I challenged the design team, but also you guys to do your version of my project today. And we're going to make it contest style. So you'll be able to enter a contest to win a $50 gift card to our store just for participating. It's not about who does the best job, it's just for participating. And all the information for entering the contest will be in the description below. So, this challenge has to do with place cards for your dining table for either Thanksgiving or whatever you have coming up. This is super fun. Let me show you what we did. So, Mandy created for you guys these PDFs. This PDF is 12 questions that you can put on the back of your place card to have a game at your table whenever the conversation starts to die down. This is so cool. So, like, the first question is, if you were to change your first name, what would you choose? And if you had to make a commercial, what would your product be and why? And how about what product from an infomercial would you most like to own? And maybe even what job would you have at a TV station? Now, here's what's fun. We asked these around the office, and these questions were so fun to discuss. So I hope you guys will enjoy this. This is a free PDF. It's a printable, and it will be on the blog post that I'm going to link below for you as well. Now, not only do you get this one, but we did the questions on some leaves because today I'm going to show you how to make 2 place cards, okay? So we did the same questions on leaves, and then we give you some blank leaves, and we did the same questions on larger leaves, and I give you some blank leaves. So all that'll make sense in a few minutes, but I wanted you to see the PDFs. First things first, I want to make a place card for this rectangular size question, and let me show you how I'm going to do it. I've taken a piece of, I'm going to have to get used to my Brutus Monroe colors. This one is, let me check. So this one is macchiato. It's a gorgeous deep brown color. I've started with a piece that is 4 by 4 inches, and I'm going to score it in half. So I'm going to put this in my little scoreboard, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches, which I cannot see for this guy. Let me move that out of the way. There it is, 2 inches. So I'm going to score that here, and that is going to be the base of my place card. If I call this place card the whole time, I'm going to be doing so good because I've wanted to call it everything but, I'm telling y'all. All right, so that is the base of my place card. So I'm just going to fold it. Now, this one that I'm making is super simple. It is not going to be hard for you to do. You could duplicate this and make this for your table over and over. But the challenge for you guys in the contest is show me how you would take this and make it your own. Okay, so there is my 4 by 4 square of cardstock folded in half at 2 by 2. So now I've got a 2-inch side here and here, are 2 by 4 and 2 by 4, okay? Then for my question, what I did was I cut this little piece here that will nestle inside that brown. See how it's going to have that little brown border around it? This piece, let me measure because I don't want to tell you wrong. This piece is 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and I cut my little question down to, let's see, 3 1/2 by 1 1/2, okay? So I'm going to glue the question onto my cardstock. And I'm just going to use some art glitter glue. But listen, if you're going to use copy paper, like this is just copy or typing paper that I used from my printer, you probably want to use a non-wet adhesive. This kind of paper right here never does very well with a wet adhesive, but I'm just going to take my chances on it and put it on this really thick, nice 100-pound cardstock, and we should be fine. So I'm gluing that straight to there, and then this is going to go on the back of my nameplate, okay? Or see, I told y'all, of my place card. The reason is, at some point during your lunch, when everybody's fed and they're all nice and happy, you're going to say, hey guys, take your place card, turn it around, and let's play a little game. So this will be a conversation starter at your table. And I have to tell y'all, we have done this at my table, and I love it. We actually had a game one time that you could do this with, and it was so much fun just to turn it around. And the person who gets this question will ask the question, and then everybody at the table will give their answer. This is one of my favorite questions from the whole pile. If you were a character in any Christmas movie, who would you be? That's one of my favorites right there. All right, let's decorate the front to be the place card. So again, I have cut out another little orange piece the same size as the first one, and then I cut myself a little tan piece to nestle inside there just like that, okay? I'll give you the measurements on these. This one is 3 3/4 just like the first one by 1 3/4. This one is going to be 3.5. I'm double checking by 1.5. Okay. And then I'm going to do some stamping. Okay. So let's put this guy aside for a second while we stamp. So for this place card, I'm going to use this stamp set we have called Letterboard Love, but we also have one called Alpha Bold if you want to use the capital letters, but I'm going to use the small letters. I think this will be cute. So I've taken off the letters that say Josh, and I'm going to put them to one side. Josh is one of my boys, and his is always a good one to show you guys on camera because it fits pretty easy on just about anything I do. But if you have longer names, go with it. It doesn't matter. And one thing I like about using this small letter set and not the capital letter set is I'm going to get to be a little more whimsical by just kind of moving these pieces around kind of willy-nilly like that. Then I'm going to use my Fiskars press. This is the one that has the little rubber feet. I love this guy. And this way I can kind of hover this over my cardstock and let it land where I want it before I stamp it down, because the little rubber feet keep it from touching. See how that's not touching the cardstock? That is a cool feature. Okay, VersaFine Onyx Black, because I'm stamping it on this kind of, well, it's lunch bag colored cardstock, but it's craft colored, and I want this to really pop. So I'm going to use the black on there, and we're going to stamp it off to one side because I'm going to put something else on the other side. Now, when you're stamping bold stamps like this, let that ink transfer. So let it sit there for a minute. Don't rush it. Let that ink transfer, and that way you'll get a much better bold image. Isn't that pretty? And see how it's kind of whimsical? I like it. Plus, when someone reads it, it doesn't feel very formal. It feels very casual, and I like my tables to feel very casual. All right, so this guy is then going to mount right here, just like so. So I'm going to glue that down. Now, this is a place card that you will have to remake every year to do this way. But you guys, there's so many ways to kind of make these where you can just change the name out from year to year and maybe even change the question out here and there. You can make these where you can just put them out every year and change this, whatever you want to do. But I think this is kind of cool. And if your family members really like it, it'll be fun for them to take this home to remember the question they asked and all of the answers that were given. I know my family would like this. We love this kind of chatty chat at our table. All right, so that one says Josh. Look how nice and clean that is, but it needs something pretty here. So here's what we're going to do. Now, by now, you guys would have seen our newest stamp set called Thankful Thoughts, and I love these pumpkin images. I'm going to use this kind of smaller one today. It's 3 pumpkins with a couple of acorns there, and I'm going to use that for the image I'm going to put on my place card. So I'm using Memento ink this time because I want to color it with my alcohol markers. And so this ink works really well with my alcohol markers. So I'm going to stamp it, and you might think this is crazy, but I'm going to stamp it on some lunch bag cardstock. I'm actually going to stamp it on a darker color than white. But I found that when you do this and you color with the alcohol markers, you get this rich, really pretty color from it. So that's why I'm doing that. All right, so we stamped it. Now it's time to color it. So I've just pulled over some colors. This one is Nouveau 393. Oop, wrong end. I do that every time. And I'm just going to start coloring these images. The cool thing again about this image is the shading is already done for you, because the little lines in the pumpkin, all the kind of, there's a name for this kind of drawing and I've forgotten what it is, but these lines that are automatically put in for you kind of create this shading. So when you're using it for something like this, when you're going to color, maybe you're going to have 10 or 12 people at your table and you have to make a lot of these, this kind of coloring is really easy to do because we're not having to, shade or blend or anything. We're just coloring. So see how that automatically looks like it's shaded for you? Isn't that beautiful? Love it. All right, that's one orange. Then I'm going to use a different orange for this other pumpkin, the big pumpkin. That's cool. I love a creamy colored pumpkin, and this is going to give the feel of that. So there's our second pumpkin. I love the 2 different shades. Then I even have another color. Here it is. And it's not even a pumpkin color. This color, I don't see the name of this one, but it's number 401. And I'm going to do this little pumpkin in that color. So it'll be a little shade different than both of the other 2, but not bright orange. You could even add some green to it if you wanted to. That would be pretty. Oh, and I also want to color the acorns in this one. There's 2 little acorns sitting in there. Then I have a green for the leaves. They're down here at the bottom. Again, this is easy because I'm not doing any shading. And to be honest, I'm going to cut this out in a minute. So even if I get out of the lines, it's not a big deal because I can just cut all that away. All right, then brown for the acorn tops and the stems of the pumpkin. This would take you no time to color for several people at your table. This would be super easy. All right, now I'm just going to fussy cut these out. I would totally normally use my cutter bees, but we are still unpacking from Made It Con, and a lot of my class supplies have not been unpacked yet. So I'm going to use my Tim Holtz shears and not stress about it. So now we have our nameplate back, and this little guy is going to live right here. Look how pretty that is. I'm going to pop it up on some Scotty. So we're going to foam it up, Scotty. Get us a piece off of here, and then place this on the back. I think I'm going to cut this down a little bit so I can put it in a couple of places. All right, flip this guy over. Let's put this down like so. I might even not need all this. I could save it for the next one, but let's just add a little bit here to the top, so nothing gets floppy. And this piece is not wasted. I always stick it right back onto my Scotty, and I can use it next time. And let's peel this off. I don't even have my pokey tool in here. How am I even filming today, right? Everything is still packed away, but we're getting it done. We're getting it done. All right, so I'm going to pick this guy up, and it's going to go right over here in this area. And I just think it's so pretty. Can you imagine these sitting around your table? So pretty. And then, again, you have the game on the back. How fun. If you have any scrapbookers in your family, this will totally make it to the scrapbook. You know that it will. All right, this is way number one. Now let me show you a second place card idea that I have. For the second place card holder, I'm about to do something so fun. I'm going back in time. I'm going back to my very first video I ever uploaded, and it is called Orange Slice Pumpkins. And it is so fun. This is a snack I used to make for my kids all the time around this time of year, or around Halloween. So whenever it was time to send like Halloween goodie bags or whatever to school, this is what I would send. Now, I know things have changed at schools nowadays, and you cannot send sweets for the most part, especially ones that you've unwrapped like this. But for a get-together for your family, that's usually not the same issue. So here's what I'm using. I'm using these little orange slices that you can pick up anywhere, and these are actually an off-brand from Dollar General, nothing fancy. And we're going to use several of those to make our pumpkin. I've got some floral tape here and a chenille stem. And this is a piece of saran wrap. So to make our orange slice pumpkin, I have a little cup here. You can use a bowl as well. And I've got some saran wrap. And I got way more saran wrap than I needed. I didn't mean to do that. I just was tearing it off and not thinking. But I've put it around my hand like this and kind of layered it down so I can stick the cup in there and get that plastic pretty far down. If you don't do that, the cup grabs the saran wrap and you can't really get a good press down in there. Then I'm just going to wrap this around like this, leaving that saran wrap down in there. Don't worry too much about wrinkles and things like that. It'll be fine whenever you start squeezing this guy together. Then you're going to need some orange slices. And these are just some I picked up at Dollar General. And I'm going to put one in the middle, and then I'm going to place my other ones around it. That one in the middle is going to kind of help me keep my pumpkin-y shape. Although if it doesn't keep a perfect shape, it's not the end of the world. So just line these guys up together. This one may not need that middle pumpkin. that middle piece. I'm going to wrap it around and see what we get. That one's feeling pretty good, but it's a little loose right there. See that? I'm going to see if I can squeeze one more in. There we go. That feels like a good shape. And that middle is kind of loose, so just to help it out, I'm going to stick one in the middle to keep it from kind of going wonky. Okay? Now then, what we're going to do is pick up this saran wrap around the edges, wrap it to the middle of our pumpkin, and then twist, okay? So I want to get it to the middle as close as I can, and then twist this together. This is so cute. This little orange slice pumpkin though. Okay, so now that you've got this together, we're going to close it using floral tape. Now, I don't know if you've ever used floral tape before, but floral tape sticks to itself when you stretch it on itself, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start here kind of close to the base of our pumpkin and just hold that there, all right? Then we're going to twist and roll. You have to use your fingers. That's why you can't see it. You really have to press your fingers in. We're going to twist and roll that floral tape onto itself, and that's going to be what makes our stem as well as holds this guy closed. And I wrap it a good bit. I like a nice sturdy stem there. So just wrap and wrap. And then you can just pull it like this. And because it sticks to itself, you can just roll it around and seal it down. So that becomes your pumpkin stem. Now what do you do with this excess at the top? I like to cut it right below the floral tape so that all of the plastic is covered. Look how stinking cute that is. It is so cute. Okay, now I'm going to show you what we made those leaf PDFs for. Now I took my PDF and I printed it onto green cardstock. That way my leaves would already be green, right? And I've cut out 2 of the leaves. One has a question, one does not. I thought it would be cute to either do it this way where you have 2 little leaves sticking out of the top. One of them will have the person's name and one will have their question for question time. Or you could have one stick out here and you could glue the other one underneath so their question would be sitting there and their little name would be on top. It's either way you want to do it, but we need to put a name. Now you may not be comfortable with this, but I totally am. I'm going to use my handwriting here because why not, right? And I think I'll make this one say Edna because that's my mom's name. And I have a feeling she'll be at Thanksgiving lunch with me. So there's that. And then you can glue it a lot of different ways. You can put it on here many, many different ways. I think I'm going to glue my little question leaf. I couldn't get leaf out at the bottom. So I'm going to put a little art glitter glue right here. Remember, this is going to stick to the saran wrap. So it's not that big of a deal. It's not going to touch the candy. Okay. But you also could use like sticky tape. Let me show you. So I got a little piece of sticky tape and I want it to go right here on this edge. So I'm going to lay that like that and just run a piece of sticky tape right there. I didn't put my lid on my glue. I hope somebody was yelling at me. And then peel the backer off. And then this little guy will stick right here. Now the other thing I thought would be cute, so see now my little question is staying there. Also could have done that with sticky tape. Also could have stuck it up here. Either way you want to do it. I also wanted to add a little curly stem. So I'm just going to take a piece of a chenille stem, something about like that, and I'm going to curl this around my finger just to make a little, you know, like a pumpkin swirl. You know how they have. Like so. And I'm just going to wrap one end around that stem and twist it. And that will hold it there. And some of the little fuzz will stick into the floral tape as well. And I just think it's cute. And you can shape these so many different ways and so cute. Look at that little pumpkin. It is so adorable. So there's 2 different place card holders. One that is a candy treat and one that is not. How cute, right? I think these will be super cute on your table for the holidays. Now, the contest. It is going to run until November the 15th. And what I want you to do, we are crafters, and rarely do we actually do this. I know we always have good intention, but we don't. I want you to make place cards for your table. Now, even if you don't have a table and you don't have place cards to put out, if you just make one, you can enter our contest because it is inspiration for those of us who do want to make our place cards. So to enter the contest, you'll make your place card in whatever way you want, okay? You don't even have to use our questions. We just want to see your place card inspiration. Then you take a photo of it and you load it to our customer gallery. You don't have to have social media. You don't have to have a Twitter, a Facebook, anything. You just go straight to our customer gallery and you can load your photo. Your photo of your place card is your entry, okay? So it's 1 per place card. Does that make sense? So like this would be 1 entry, not 12 of them. 1 is an entry, and then this would be 1 entry, okay? And we want to see them. Our design team from Instagram is going to be posting their inspiration over on our Instagram channel. You've got to go subscribe to us or follow us on Instagram. We are 500, I think, away from being at 10,000, so I can have that cool feature I've been wanting. So please go follow us on Instagram and check out our blog as well because our blog design team members will be participating as well. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're up to the challenge. I cannot wait to see what you guys post on the customer gallery. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.